Good morning, and lovely to be with you again this morning for this episode of Gogglefrogs. I can't even remember what episode it is, but it must be a few over 50. So hopefully you're well too. Hopefully you've brought your knitting with you, or your crochet, or your sewing, and a lovely cup of tea too. So it's still beautiful weather out here today, but whether you're watching this live, I think it's beautiful weather just about everywhere. You maybe are watching on replay, and I don't think it's going to be so nice tomorrow. So welcome to our Gogglefrogs Knitting Natter. We set this up about 10 weeks ago when lockdown started, because we were worried that so many of us wouldn't be able to get to our knitting natter groups. So over 10 weeks later, we are still going, which is fabulous. So a huge morning to you all. So please do tell me if my audio is any better today. Hopefully it is, and I'll share that with you in a little while. Might be a little bit better, but I'll be going through this, the workday scarf. What's happened? So anyway, I'll go through that in a minute. But first of all, just to say a huge welcome to some people. So I'm going to go through here and just see who we have. So I'd like to say a huge good morning to, I'm going top to bottom today. So a huge good morning to Brigitte, hello, and to Evelyn. Thank you very much. The person who said it's a shame we can't do these knit and natters online. So we did it. So thank you for your inspiration and idea. Georgie, good morning. Judy, hello and good morning. Lovely to see you. And to Linda. Hello, Linda. And to Marion, hello. And to Safi, good morning, hello. Lady of Pom-Pom Trees is Safi. And hello to Trisha. So lovely to see you all with us on this wonderful, beautiful day. And who knows what will happen soon. So I've missed your name out. Oh, Marion and Marion. So we have Marion and Marion with us as well. So, yes, I was saying that I've actually got to a different part of my workday scarf, and I've started to decrease. Isn't that wonderful? So I know that I've gone over the halfway stage, and now I will see, because I am playing that, what's that game called? You must remind me. Is it chicken something? Yarn chicken. Now I'm going to be playing yarn chicken because I did about 50 grams. So I weighed this. It was a 100-gram yarn skein that I'd had obviously knitted into a ball, or wound into a ball. So I got to 50, and then I thought, as I've only got that to cast off, to bind off, and in one of our earlier ones, we did actually find a cheat way to bind off with no wool. So that's on one of the episodes. In the dim and distant past, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for it. So I am playing yarn chicken with this. Totally playing yarn chicken. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, it's always fun, isn't it, when you're playing yarn chicken? So let's see where we get to. So I know we've had a couple more people join us, so I'll leave it a few minutes. And you know what's going to be happening soon? We've got the music, haven't we? We've got the music coming up. And what do you think Robert has chosen today? I've got no idea, to be perfectly honest. Now, Robert can't join us today. Robert is my co-host, and Claire is somebody else who co-hosts as well. Although both of them have gone back to work. Claire's a teacher, Robert's the manager at JL, and he's been taken off furlough, so he's back at work. He tries to pop in his breaks, but he's got a meeting at 10 o'clock today, so hence why he can't join us. But tomorrow, I think we're changing the time from 10 o'clock in the morning to 7:30 at night. So I'll share with you why we're doing that in a little while. But let's have some music, shall we? So let's see what Robert's planned for us today. And I'll be doing my decrease soon. My bind off, my cast off. And I'm doing the Russian. I've never shown you that video, but I will do one day this week, so don't worry. So hopefully you are having a really good day at home. This week we've been looking at cast off, decreases. So last week we looked at some increases, and this week we're looking at decreases. And I think that in the world of knitting, we need to develop some new ways of decreasing, because there aren't actually that many out there. There's some rather complex ones, and I've got one for you today. But I do tend to find that when we're decreasing, it's either, and this will be the opposite way to you, so your right, my left. So you're either decreasing that way or decreasing that way. And if you're looking at your work, if you decrease to your left, you tend to end up with a really simple, really perfect line. But when you try and decrease to your right, that's your right, the same isn't always, it isn't always the same. So we do tend to have these little legs, etc. So invisible decreases to the right are much harder to find, and I've got something that could blow your mind today, because it's actually decreasing in a very different way to create patterns in the work. So because I came across it, I thought you love seeing something new, so let's have a look at this one, and I'm going to try and get some more really good decreases for this week as well. So as I said, we're going to change it up a little bit tomorrow. I need to do a mad rush to the hospital tomorrow. And I need to pick up all my dad's clothes, get them washed, get them dried, get them ironed, and take them back tomorrow. So I'm going to set off really, really early in the morning, go and collect them from the hospital, go and do all of that, take it back, and then we're going to do a show tomorrow evening at 7:30. So as long as there's no major hold-ups, I'm going to be here, but I think that Robert can be here as well. So you should have both of us tomorrow, which should be good. So let's go to the comments and see what's happening. Right, so on here, Tricia says, good morning all, good morning. Brigitte says, good morning peeps, a huge welcome to you. Georgie says, morning and blows kisses. Evelyn says, morning all. Got to frog it this morning. Oh dear. Well, you're in the right place for frogging. I had to frog yesterday. I realised I don't, you know, when sometimes you don't, you knit below the stitch and you end up with a little hole. So I had to take it all back and knit it back up, and it is here. I do know where it is, but it's not as noticeable as it was. So I'm sure if I, never mind. So I had to do some of that yesterday. So you're in the right place, the Gogglefrogs, and that's why we called frogs, Gogglefrogs, because we frog a lot of our work to make it as perfect as we can make it. Tricia says, sewing up squares for a cushion cover, not my favourite task. Well, do you know what? Cushion covers are fantastic, so we'd be really, really happy to see that when you finish them. So good luck with that, Tricia. Brigitte says, oh my word, it's all the fives, 55. It's Gogglefrogs episode 55. Can you believe that? So yeah, I suppose the next milestone is going to be our 75th, isn't it? And then our 100th. Although I might celebrate the 99th as well. And all have ice creams. Should we all have ice creams for our 99th? We'll do something like that. So there's lots of things that we can do. I'm going to make a note of that. So 99 ice cream. We'll celebrate the 75th and the 100th. Who knows? We could be all mixing together by the 100th, couldn't we? We could be having our celebration with all of our work and our exhibition. So we'll see. We'll need a little bit of time, but we'll whip it all together really, really quickly. And all we need is a location with Wi-Fi, with a bit of room where we can have tea, cake, and all get our work in there that we've created during lockdown, because I think it's going to be fantastic. And we'll need the Wi-Fi to beam people in so they can see us too. Okay. Judy says, morning all. Safi says, morning. Georgie says, yes, I am very clear. I will tell you now, right? I don't know what it is about webcams, but there's one brand, and I've had a webcam now for years, and it's really, really good. And I lost it, and I knew I needed it. So because everybody's been working at home, there are no Logitech webcams left. And I only buy from certain suppliers because I don't ever want to risk getting a copy. So I couldn't find it. I kept looking through and I kept thinking, I'm sure I put it in this bag. I'm sure I put it in this bag. And it just wasn't there. So I bought this other thing, this thing. Really not good. You've heard the crackles, etc. So anyway, don't know what happened, but I went back into the same bag that I've been looking in for weeks and weeks and weeks. The webcam was there. So I plugged that in this morning and I can't hear the background crackle that we've been getting. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it's okay. But we'll be able to test it properly when Robert's on with us tomorrow night. So here we are, Logitech back. So that's really good. Yeah, Georgia says really clear. Brigitte says, yes, it's better audio. I tried with 3 different audios this morning with mics, etc. And with that webcam, it just didn't work. So anyway, we're back in the land of clarity, hopefully. Linda says, good morning from sunny Melton Mowbray. Good morning. I'm glad it's nice and sunny over there. Marion says, morning. And Linda says, hooray. Georgia says, yarn chicken. I know. This is the second time I've played yarn chicken live on Gogglefrogs. So that's quite amusing. Dawn says, good morning, working but listening. Oh, fabulous. Hope it's a good book that you're working on as well, Dawn. Deborah says, morning all. Marion says, yippee, I'm out tomorrow morning. Oh, wow. People are now starting to go out, aren't they? So a lot's been lifted. So still be safe. Just use, your common sense and you will be absolutely fine. So, yes, you do what you need to do. And I know that some people are still going to stay in as well. That's absolutely fine too. But I think a few things have been lifted. Then Pat says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Pat. Blowing kisses again. Brigitte says, friends, just like on Gogglefrogs, absolutely everybody on Gogglefrogs is a friend. Evelyn says, thank you for the music this morning. Going through some sad times at the moment. This is so special. Glad we could help. And I'm so glad that subliminally Robert picked the right one for you today. So, and if there's any music that you want, please let us know. We'd love to play it for you. So sending you huge hugs, Evelyn. And we're all there with you, whatever you're going through. All right. And Rebecca says, hello, good morning all. Hello, Rebecca. So good to see you with us. Evelyn says, lovely Zoom time with family on Wednesday and Gogglefrogs in the evening is a double bonus. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. Rebecca said, yes, it's sunny here, isn't it? I think you're in Melton Mowbray as well. Georgie says, on the 99th episode, you need to play 99 red balloons or 99 rot ballons, I believe. And my friend used to know all of the German words by Nena. So I might have to play the German one. Let's do that. So 99 rot ballons. I think that's right. Brigitte will tell me if I've got that right or not. Isn't it weird? We can't remember when we go to Germany how to ask directions, but we can remember a song. So we will do that. Marion says, I agree. Lindy says, good morning, everybody. Dawn says, apparently the 85th anniversary is wine. So looking forward to that one. That's going in the book as well. 85th anniversary is wine. So we can have wine or schlur. And we may be schlurring while we knit that day. So maybe we should make it an evening one. Because I think if we're all drinking wine at 10 in the morning, it may be an interesting day. So thank you ever so much for that, Dawn. Love that. Brigitte says, trust you to think of that. Brill. Absolutely. Hooray, you are decreasing. I know, I'm so proud. I'm so happy. Brigitte says 99 loft ballons. Oh, right. Okay. Do you know what? My friend sang it wrong then. I'll get the word sorted out. That an 85th anniversary should be an evening one. Absolutely, Marion. So we will do that. So this is now decreasing. We will be showing all of your work because I know yesterday I missed out quite a bit, didn't I? I sort of forgot that we hadn't had the Saturday one and saw a post. So we'll be going through all of your work, and if you're not yet a member, please just ask to join the Gogglefrogs group. We've just got a few questions for you to answer, so that we know that you're wanting to come into the right space and not just coming to spam us with stuff. So we'll keep people safe. I'll just have a quick sup of my tea. So on the decreasing bit, now if I know that you know me, I can't do a pattern as it's supposed to be. I have to change it slightly. So what I did on this one was at the beginning, I did as per the pattern. I believe there's there's 5 holes in there. But then when I got to a certain level, I thought, oh, it's big enough, 2, 4. It really needs to move to 6 holes. So now I just need to, in my decreases, know how many decreases to do to swap it back to 5s. But it's just such an easy, lovely pattern. I really, really like it. And something else that you may notice is I haven't got my really long needles anymore. I don't know why, but I decided that yesterday I thought I'd swapped to slightly shorter needles, and I've swapped to they were my aunties. I was given them by my uncle. So when she sadly passed away just over a year ago, my uncle gave me all of her wool and needles, etc. And I've still got some bags of hers that's got half finished jumpers in. And I'm not quite at the point where I can finish them yet, but I will do, and that's going to be a lovely gift, hopefully for this Christmas, for my uncle, so he can have those. But I'm actually using her needles, and they're Aero needles, so this is a 3mm smaller one, and it was only really because I was sat outside and I was trying to work. This is what happens, see, when I was outside and trying to work yesterday on the settees, that they were a little bit too long, kept getting stuck in the wicker. So I thought, because this one ends up being really long, I thought I would swap for the shorter needles. So yeah, probably got a rather weird technique that it just, rather than going under my arm, it sits there at the top of my arm. It's so bizarre, I know, but it's just how I knit. So I've just got to remember when to decrease to just 5 yarn overs rather than the 6 that I've had on the wider bit. But I think it worked well. And that's what we do, don't we? We slightly modify a pattern, just thinking, I think it'll look a little bit better. But something that I am noticing, so I've changed to these Aero, they are the metal ones, the standard grey, and what I'm noticing is the ends are not as pointed as Zing, because I tend to use Zing, and this grips much better. So when you have if you're wanting something to grab your yarn, these are actually really good for that. So I'm quite enjoying doing this. It feels a little bit as if my stitches don't move as easily, but I am really enjoying it. And I know I've spoken about the Russian bind off or cast off, but I will show that little video. We may show that tomorrow, or I may give you an extra one today. Let's see. But hopefully we'll show that for you this week, because it's just a little simple bind off technique, and I think it's quite nice. And it's probably the one that I've used quite a lot. So I will show you that. Right, okay. You know what? I'm going to try and find it now for you so you can have a look at this one. So hopefully I've still got it on there. If not, we'll have to watch it another day. But I'm just going to take a quick look and see if I can find it in our little video vault. No, I think we wiped it for now. So don't worry, we'll show it another day. No, can't find it at the moment. In fact, I've just really realised that our knitting tutorial, for some reason, hasn't gone on there. So let me check again, because this should be on here. Did with mine when I was looking at that one. I think I watched it about 2 or 3 times, and I thought I still don't actually get why my needles are. I can't do that on my own, but it's something I'm going to have a go at. I think the stitch pattern is beautiful. It's like a honeycomb, but the honeycomb patterns that I've looked at don't have the hole in the middle. So I think it'd look great on really quite bigger needles, even if they're going to be quite loose. For a summer weight thing, you may need to put on a little vest underneath, but I think it could create some beautiful little designs. So it's not the traditional decrease that you may have thought I was going to do, but it's an unusual decrease. And yeah, so Rebecca says, lovely, but I have no idea what I would use it for. I think something really quite like almost lacy with a lovely drape, although you would need something, you know, more than lacy. I think you could create beautiful silhouettes with it. So yeah, no idea what I'd use it for, but I love that stitch. Lindy says, very neat decrease, going to remember that one. It's just having different techniques that, you know, we may not have seen or shared before. Rebecca, yes, those needles were around for a while. My mum had some. Oh, sorry, that's on the needles that I'm using. Yeah, we'll go through that in a minute. Marion says, a nice scarf or a shawl on a 4-ply on slightly bigger needles. Yeah, I think there's, because you can see so much through that pattern. I think once you start it, you're constantly doing that pattern. But I would need to watch that video while I do that and while it locks it up here. And then Evelyn says, enjoyed that video, very intriguing. Yeah, it's very, very different. And it's amazing what you come across, and then other ones that you think, oh no, you know, either the quality isn't good, but yeah, it's quite a challenge to get decreases, and I just think that is beautiful. Georgie says it gives a lovely effect. Yes, it does give a beautiful effect, and I just like the fact that there's the holes in there for a change. So Evelyn says, I think I did something like that for my son's jumper when he was small, like 3 years old. Wow. I bet it was beautiful. Deborah says, yes, we'll definitely need to watch a few more times. Could be used for old-fashioned string bags. Do you know, I'd never thought of that. Thank you, Deborah. That would be lovely. The old macrame type string bags. Rebecca says, Andrew, it was a long comment. I put just as the video was starting. Oh, sorry, I'll go back and have a look at that. And Brigitte said, bet that would be really nice in a thin cotton yarn. Yeah, I think that there's some of the yarns as well that really show stitch definition. And I know I go on about Caron Simply Soft. That is brilliant because of the sheen. So you could put something like that, even if it's panels in a cardigan. I think it would be great. And Safi says, yeah, the bags are a good idea. Brilliant idea. Let me go up to some of the other comments. So Lindy says the material used for the needles and hooks does make a difference on how easily your yarn works and can make a difference too to your tension. Yeah, I think my tension has tightened up on these needles. So that's going to be interesting, isn't it? I could run out of yarn way too quickly. But who knows? We'll have a look. And Rebecca says, I have a lot of my great auntie's needles. My husband's great auntie, even a lady who lives down the road who's in her 90s, gave me all her needles when she stopped knitting about 8 years ago. Oh, I love working with metal needles. A friend from Germany inherited some needles, and as they were metal, she sent them to me. interesting needles because they are thin in the end you hold, but thick at the end you work with. Wow, please show us a picture at some point. Interesting, that may have been, I don't know, a design in a certain year, or it may have been from a certain country, because we're all so different, aren't we, with our traditional knitting. And then or a long line waistcoat for that decrease. So hopefully you enjoyed that pattern. I certainly did. And just to let you know that I forgot I was decreasing and had to knit 3 together. So I just did a tiny little bit of frogging at the end of that video as well. But it had me engrossed. I just love that stitch. So I don't know if it's in that book, but we'll have to have a look. I know the book that Brigitte's got, that Robert thought he had, but bought a different one. But yeah, different stitches, different decreases. And I think on certain big scarves, you could use part of that stitch to create those holes if you wanted a little bit of, I call it like a mini cabling. So you could effectively have a little cabling, couldn't you? Rather than the normal yarn overs, you could have a little cable around. I know that would be a little bit complex, and yeah, it's easy just to do yarn overs, but it is a beautiful, beautiful pattern. I'm not too sure how it would work with using yarn. I think you might find it's going closer to crochet. Is that right? Do you think that it's going to use a lot more yarn as well with that pattern? I think it would, but I think it would be worth it if you did do something like that. And it's so unusual, so unusual. So that's good. That's brilliant. I'm just going to finish the end of this row, and then that means, have I done 2? I've only done 2 rows, haven't I, while we've been chatting? And then we'll get on to Gogglefrogs and share some of the work, because I think we've got everything from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, most of Monday, and anything that's gone in today as well, because I only showed a few things yesterday. Got it totally wrong. So we'll share what works in there, and then we can get a few more ideas as well. And I want to say a huge thank you, because I mentioned a pattern. And as soon as I said the pattern's lovely, I'd really like it, thank you ever so much for posting the pattern number. So I'm actually going to download that, and it's interesting that that pattern is so similar to one that I bought from Erica Knight as well. She had a lovely, it is called Night Hours, I'm sure, or After Hours. She had a lovely jumper as well. So let's have a quick look at Gogglefrogs. Right, I'm just going to refresh this page and then I'll share it, because you may have put some in there in the last few minutes. So I want to make sure I get all of your work. Right, let me share my screen, and just to let you know that while I'm sharing the screen, I can't see the comments. All right, so yeah, and just on the comments, Lindy said it will use more yarn because you are doing more movements with the central stitch. Yes, so I think it will go up to possibly what is it, like a crochet style, but you know, you'll just have to see. So let me share. And there has been some beautiful items going into Gogglefrogs Knit and Natter, our Facebook group. So let's have a quick look and see what you have. So first of all, Deborah, this is a lot for Throwback Monday. A little sampler that you did about 30 years ago for my blue kitchen at the time now hangs in my craft room. That is gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Well done. And these things are heirlooms, aren't they? They're things that we make and we create, and they're there absolutely forever. That's beautiful. I absolutely love the detail and the stitches. So you've got birds in there, butterflies. Oh, that is beautiful. Well done. I didn't realise that you actually did these as well, Deborah. And then again, knitting the summer cardi from In the Box Mother's Day Prezi. Oh, oh, that looks nice. Oh, I like that. That is beautiful. I haven't seen these Knit in the Box things, so beautiful. I love the colour and that detail down both sides. Again, gorgeous. Thank you. And what is, oh, this is from Brigitte. Wow. And this is, oh, wow. Ooh. Oh, wow. So this is something that Brigitte created. I think I read a post that you had, your husband Rod had spent a lot of time in South Africa and you joined him on a few occasions. I think this is right. And this is what you've created. You found a shop that had a lot of these and there was just one missing, although that could be totally wrong. That could be another post, but that is beautiful. I cannot believe how beautiful your houses are with all of this amazing stuff that you've created over the years. Wow. Oh, here it is, yeah. Years ago, Rod worked in South Africa a lot, managed to join him quite often in a shopping mall. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the... In a shopping mall in Joburg, it was brilliant. There was a brilliant needlecraft shop who had these Wendy Mollink, M-O-L-L-I-N-K designs. Got the elephant in line in 97, another time the rhino, a Cape buffalo. All that was missing was, from the big five, was the leopard, which had caused the designer some headache, but was eventually available online in 2011. They were not easy to stitch with all the different shades, but they are incredible. And thank you for putting that detail on as well, because it's lovely to know where they came from, but stunning. Oh, Trisha, can't compete with the fab needlework for Throwback Tuesday, but here's an unusual 3D scarf made in 2008. Wow, beautiful. I love the colour. And I think that's somebody else's colour, isn't it? I don't think she's on today, Jackie. But everybody loves the purple. But that's beautiful. And I do promise that at some point I will get into the garage. I am going to count my stash today. I'm sort of wondering if it's under or over 1,000 balls of wool. I really hope it's under 1,000. If it's over, I don't know what I'm going to do. But that's beautiful. Love that. Oh, what was that then? Rebecca made this sweater for my dad about 25 years ago, maybe more. He wore it a lot, but it's still in good condition. That is gorgeous. I don't know if you've still got the pattern. Some of these came in like magazines, and that's where we got some of these from. So I'd be really interested to know where you got that pattern from. That is fantastic, Rebecca. Thank you so much. Absolutely love this. Right, on to the next one. Oh, you've done some amazing work. Throwback Tuesday part 2 or part 2. Oh wow, they're gorgeous, Rebecca. I'm sorry, I'm just going to leave that up a minute so I can read what you've said. So again, these are the ones that you've done. They are beautiful, and I absolutely, do you know what I really love about this? As well as all the detail, I love the clouds. So the clouds and the sea, there's real definition between the two, and that's really quite hard to do. So just have a look. Throwback Tuesday part 2, and here are 2 views of tapestry that you did. Fabric comes ready printed, and you cover it with half cross stitch. no idea when I did this. I think about 15 years ago. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Well done. And then here is Safi. Oh, wow. This is this. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's beautiful. Love the colour. Absolutely love the colour. That is incredible. Well done. Huge, huge well done to that. Wow. I'm just looking at all the different colours. I love it because whilst the purple and the reds are jumping out, those cooler blues really set it off because they're almost going into grey. But I'm sure that they're like a beautiful blue colour. Wow, well done you. And then Marion, whoops, Daisy. Let me have a quick look. Sorry, this is jumping a little bit. Just Robert saying if you want anything. I'm really sorry if this has jumped and I've missed anybody. Yeah, it has. Right, we were here. Marion, Throwback Tuesday, made all of these around 81, 82 for a lovely lady called Georgie. Sorry, a lovely lady called Georgie taught me. I just had my first promotion, so wanted something relaxing to do. Over the years, I did quite a few. Wow, let's have a look at these. Marion, wow. Oh, they are gorgeous. And they last forever, don't they? I mean, they're just there once you've had them, you know, put in frames. Wow. Oh, Marion, they're gorgeous. Thank you so much for sharing. Whoops. And I'm really sorry, we're on 48 already. Evelyn, made this bedspread before you got married, starting in 85 and finished just before my wedding in June the following year in 86. I'd separately quilted each square and crocheted them together. It was supposed to be a double, but it turned out to be a single. I've often thought to take it apart and sew it together again. It's a bit heavy for our climate down here in Lake Buzzard. The pattern was from a woman's weekly pattern, but I still have. Oh, how incredible. That is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much, Evelyn. Wow. And now let's go on to the next one, which is Sappho again. Oh, my Sophie's Universe from a couple of years ago. That is, I just love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you for all the different pictures. And Sally says she finished these socks after much frogging due to dropping teeny weeny stitches and not noticing for many rounds. Oops. That's Gogglefrogs. Not washed or blocked yet though. Well done. Well done. I love this here as well. I love the fact that the heels are different colours. So well done on that. They look beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I'm trying to fly through things now because we've got so much. You are all creating so much. Throwback Tuesday tomorrow. Here's mine, a sampler I did for my parents' 25th anniversary, very apt for Tuesday as it's their 36th wedding anniversary. Our days are filled with joy, our lives with love. Brian and Wendy, 26, 2nd of the 6th, 2009. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Robert, that is stunning work. Well done. Absolutely incredible. Oh, I just love all these heirlooms that they bear forever. So special. Linda says it's arrived, Dawn Dobbins. So I think this must be something that you've been talking about. But Daddy Long Legs mittens, our version of the cell boom mittens. Let's get a little bit more detail about that, and we'll feature that tomorrow in tomorrow's. Because I don't know what's the Daddy Long Legs mittens. So I'll have a look at those another time. I just said hello to the crew at the weekend because they pulled off an absolutely amazing day. This was the top that I featured yesterday, but thank you for sharing that pattern with me. That's brilliant. I will be buying that. Mashup Monday was yesterday. Helen couldn't make it yesterday. We went through that yesterday. This is from Marion. Look at what arrived this morning from the Knitting Network. 5 of which are for my mother. The yarn was a bargain. Hasn't stopped me bidding though. I think she was just saying that she'd had some wool arrive. Now, Georgie had put this on there. Some patterns. Oops, today's. I'm so sorry. This is jumping all over the place. So these are. I don't know if these are from Rupert's House. So these are a little bit of inspiration. If you're wanting to try something different, Rupert's House have got these on, and I love this snail. Absolutely love it. So thank you for sharing that, Georgie. Also, there is the Wool Monty. It's a virtual, June the 13th. So something there for you. One of my favourite designers. I think this is Stephen West. I'm saying it's one of my favourite. Yes, striped Asian. Asian. I don't know how to pronounce it, but this is an incredible shawl. So there's a little bit of interesting yarn creation going on. There's always such interesting stuff going on with Stephen West, and you can see this is just out of this world. So thank you for sharing that, Georgie. I'm a huge fan of Stephen West. I just love the way how he uses things. There's another one there. Again, it's beautiful pattern. The Beach Walk shawl by the Little Bee. I know you love the Little Bee, Georgie. So that beautiful design there. I'll just go on to the next picture. Oh, yarn. Oh, do have a look at that. And that's a dress by the Little Bee in Sheep's Wool Yarn magazine. Ooh, Sheepy's Wool. Is that? I can't remember. Oh, a bee. The bumblebee. That's really nice. I'm loving that one. The little cat. Lovely. Like that. Bag. Do take a look at this. There's loads and loads and loads of them. I'm going to fly through because I just need to see if I've missed anybody else's work out. Do take a look at that. I know Georgie posted this. I'm a huge fan of Norro, if you didn't already know. Absolutely lovely. But this is in Knitting Fever and Euro Yarns. Knitting Fever is where all the Norro stuff comes from, the magazines. I think you have to buy them from there, even the companies in the UK. Although I could be wrong there. But just these short row shapes, I'm not too sure. I love the bottom of that. However, I think I've thought of something to do with my Geshe yarn. I just need to buy some more Geshe yarn to go with it. But I'm going to add all of mine up first before I buy any more. So that is absolutely stunning. And I do need to buy this pattern. Oh, that's a Mirasol one. Oh, that's nice as well. Do click through some of these because there's loads and loads and loads attached. But I absolutely love that. Workday scarf. I think Dawn, I think we did share this a little while ago. I'm sure we did. Georgie, now that's nice, isn't it? Did we share this before? Dee Hardwick. Have a quick look at that. That's beautiful. Oh, yes, we have looked at that. I'm sure we have. I'm sure Robert was showing this. I think it was last week. So that's Dee Hardwick, I believe. Anything else that I've missed? Journal. Version 1, not too sure. Shetland Wool Adventures. So you can have a look there. Amar has asked for some help. So I hope we've helped Amar. I'm sure we have. If not, Amar, just let us know. the Statch Buster has been done. There was some lovely pictures, thank you Dawn, from people who were either in well-worn sleeves, as this was, and I think there were some other pictures that you posted as well, which were of people, oh no, were they people knitting? Yeah, at different times, walking and knitting our craft, which is absolutely amazing. I know that we all love it. So I just want to make sure that I haven't missed any other work. I don't think I have. Workday shawl has gone on there as well. We saw the mobile, so I think we've got up today. Did we show that little? I think we did. I think we've shown all of them. So I hope we have. If not, please just let me know, and we will let we will sort that out again. So let me go back to the comments. Okay, so Julie's saying farewell. Terrific, absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. I must admit, at some point I'm going to do cross stitch or something similar. And let's have a quick look. Evelyn says, I'm going to go through some photos soon. We'll have some more of her creations. Sally says, yes, she loved Dawn's yarn so much she went and bought some in a different colourway. Yes, Claire sorted a Mars query. Thank you so much. Marion says, yes, Rebecca, it is, and I liked it too. Love the Frida Kahlo, if that's how you spell it. Sally, that'll happen automatically when they go into the wash. We'll wash through with Brigitte and resettle the stitches. If Evelyn says, sadly, I didn't hear what you said about my bedspread. My screen froze just before. It was beautiful, absolutely stunning, and it looks lovely. Thank you, Evelyn. Brigitte says she sent a picture of those German needles into Gogglefrogs. That's brilliant. Lindy says, I think the showcasing of all the talents of Gogglefrogs is such a treat, so clever. It is amazing, absolutely lovely. And I am so sorry, folks. I need to go because somebody's just come knocking at the door. We're now on 58. Rebecca's just finished another square, so I'm going to have to dash. So remember, we will change the time, but it's 7:30 tomorrow night. See you all tomorrow. You take care. Bye-bye.